Good day to y'all. It is Easter weekend, and in my box from Misfits Market, I received a 3-pound bag of these little Canadian yellow potatoes. And since I had them, and since it's Easter, and one of my favorite things always to make has been cheesy potatoes, because what goes better with ham than cheesy potatoes or lamb or whatever you're serving, or just eating those. And so I learned a method a long time ago to do them the easy way, and we're gonna go through that, and it's fun and it's easy, and happy Easter, everyone. So I have a little baking dish, and my oven is preheating to 375 degrees. We are going to give this guy a spray. And I've cut our potatoes into, they're all mostly just quartered, small little pieces about yo big. And we're gonna put these in our baking pan. Just spread them around. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is dot them with some butter. This is about 4 tablespoons of butter cut into little cubes, or you can just break it up if you want. Oh, there goes Kai. Somebody's barking in the hood. Our butter is on. And in most commercial kitchens, cooks and chefs, they mix their salt and pepper to a perfect, combination. And a little garlic powder. And some onion powder. Also sourced from Misfits Market. And then we're going to add in a little bit of water, just to kind of steam them a little bit. Not too much, because we're going to sauce these babies. All right, so that's a little bit of water. And now we're going to cover this dish with foil and bake. Okay, all wrapped up and ready to go in the oven. These are going to probably take about an hour, because I fully cooked the potatoes before I add the cheese sauce, and then we cook them again. And while our potatoes in the oven, it gives you time to, number 1, make the cheese sauce, and number 2, put together the rest of your meal. You got an hour to play. This cheese sauce for these potatoes is based on my sort of famous, legend in my own mind famous, macaroni and cheese sauce. So we're going to start with a couple tablespoons of butter, and we're going to melt them down, and then we're going to add, season it, milk, cheese, and off we go. Okay, our butter is bubbly, and now we're going to add some of our little salt and pepper blend. Cheese is salty, so we don't need much. And I use in this a little bit of cayenne pepper, just enough to say, ooh, what's that? Just a little bit. And then we're gonna stir that around. Oh yeah, more than bubbly. Turn that down a bit, sorry for my arm. And now we're gonna add some flour, but I'm gonna sprinkle that over top. And stir it in. We have a nice thin roux. Oh, I'm moving you around too much. Sorry about that. And now it's time for our milk, or you can use cream or half and half, whatever you want to do. This is going to take about 3 cups. Because we want this cheese sauce to be thick, because if you recall, we put water in the tomatoes. We put water in the potatoes to steam them. So that's going to be in the pan, and that's going to mix in with the cheese sauce when we add it. So we're going to cook this a little while till it gets hot, and then we're going to throw in our cheese. It's time to add in our cheese. This is about 1 pound of American cheese, and we're going to get that as far down in as we can, because it splashes a little bit. And you put it in, and they don't call them cheesy potatoes for nothing. Our cheese sauce is ready. Our potatoes still have a little ways to go, so let's get on with whatever else we're doing. We're going to set this aside, and look at that creamy, silky texture. It's going to be lovely on those potatoes. And let's finish them up when the potatoes are done. Our potatoes are out of the oven, and they are done. As you can see, a knife slides right in there. They're soft and buttery looking. And now we're going to add our cheese sauce. Okay, here we go. We're going to add our cheese sauce in. Spoon it over. I'm just going to pour it in. cover these guys. Now, if you have any of the sauce left over, like I do, boil up some macaroni and make yourself some delicious macaroni and cheese. And speaking of macaroni and cheese, okay, those are lovely. I have some buttered Ritz cracker crumbs left over from some macaroni and cheese that I made. So that's what I'm going to use to top this. You can use panko, you can use just regular Ritz cracker crumbs that, you know, you can spray them with some olive oil spray, or, you know, dot it with some butter, or you can butter them up first like this. We are all topped, ready to go in. I'm gonna bake these for about 15 minutes and see where we're at. Potatoes are pretty absorbent, and if you make these a day ahead of time or in the morning for an evening dinner, that'll give them a chance to absorb more of the cheese if they come out too soupy. So let's see how we go. Our potatoes are out of the oven. They're beautiful and bubbly and cheesy, and they're still a little bit soupy. So we're gonna let those rest for a little while before we serve them. We've gone about 15 minutes, and as you can see, it's sort of congealed a little bit. Let's get an up close and personal of this baby. How beautiful is that? And I have tasted it, and those crumbs are so crunchy. So, word of advice, butter the crumbs before you cook them, before you do the topping. And we're gonna scoop out a piece. Come on, baby. And here we are. We have our classic cheesy potatoes, perfect with ham, perfect with lamb, perfect with whatever meat you're serving for Easter dinner. And they are just perfect. And the way that I like to do them is makes it easy on you because it gives you time to do other stuff and enjoy. When I had my catering business, I had a big banner that went across the whole back of the store, and it said, "Celebrate every day." And right now, in this weekend, we have things to celebrate. We have Easter, Passover. For school-age kids, we have spring break. And for college kids, same thing. I don't know if the spring break is now or not, but it's great to celebrate with food. It's also great to be able to use things that might have got thrown in the trash. And I want to wish you all happy Easter, happy Passover, happy spring break. Happy. Celebrate every day and any day. And we'll see you soon.